Get your hands off my dink. The way of the nerds.
My body's a champion.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Wanted to kind of round off all these remix videos with just one more at this point, basically. This one for a buddy of mine I used to work with. And this is the What Was Seen in Qintarra remix that uses the main Arcanum theme. This was back when I was using certain parts of similar cuts because I didn't have at that point during production access to all the MIDIs. So that's why you'll see like part 2, part 3, that sort of thing. And I don't think I actually have, at least if I remember correctly, the Qintarra song, the one that has the flutes and percussion in it that I remember from the game. It probably is out there. I just don't know where, or if I did have it, it might have been corrupted or something along those lines. So I'll go back and double check. But this is the one we're checking out at the moment. So we'll get right into it. And as usual at the beginning, we have our main cut right here. Let's go ahead and loop this. Although it's actually a little bit shorter than that. Yeah, there we go. So this would play out as normal. So you'll remember that from the main theme, of course. And starts to go down as usual. The last couple of ones I've actually started messing with a lot more reverb because I, through I think the iZotope holiday bundle on Plugin Boutique, acquired several things specifically that I was using later in the main cuts for the last couple songs, the R2 reverb. So as usual, we have our kind of fade out there with what is on the second stem here, the R20, which again should be up there with the main mix. Taken from the main cut that again, we want to make sure we have no breaks in or anything weird, which of course this does not. Down here for our main section, again, same cut that was manually put in. We are going to have, again, some pigment serum sort of stuff. Kind of a marimba sound effect evolution. Yeah, so that would be a sequencer that I've used, I believe, also on I think Dark Side of Tyrann, if I remember correctly. So that sequencer, which again plays off of the same MIDI that has the cello part taken out to not mess around too much with the key. And we go from there to Serum. Same kind of pad, I believe. No, just synth, Panderosa. Changed over. And Serum again. We get to some more stuff that I put in, at least, that wasn't copied off of the MIDI. Let's see, I believe those play out the same way. Some basic progression. This one would be the Run the Harm. Almost thought that said Ruin the Harm or Ruin the Harp, something like that. This one, of course, would have been switched out. I have harmonic subtle here, noise set off. I don't know if there was a noise setting on that. Little bit of phaser. Probably even added the chorus in. Same progression down here, different Stem. Different plugin. Pigments this time. So this would be the Viber Fox. Probably set with a little bit. Nah, it's a little bit. It's pretty much the same. I don't know if I changed the envelope on that one or not. Set not all the way halfway through, but near where the beginning of that little 2 chord progression would begin, but not to set it close with the opening mix is our next stem from Sector, which would probably be the first time I've actually shown Sector on here, but I do have Sector, and I like it a lot. I actually got it from main buddy Mish, one half of the Nerds Dojo. Shout out, because Sector is nice enough when you buy that product from them that they give you, I think, multiple activations on multiple platforms for simultaneous usage. So the idea being when you get it, and don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but the idea being, unlike a lot of other ones, is that, you know, hey, your buddy can use this. That's kind of nice. So down here, just kind of a basic bass line, nothing too aggressive. Probably going down to the Mellotron. If I remember, this would be the flute. Yes. Oop. Which again, Arturia, V Collection, V7, rental through Splice. All the rentals. Unless it's like Madcore on sale stuff. Plays kind of out with the same bassline part up here, just added a little bit earlier. Nothing too fancy. We then get down into our drums, which fade in with everything else. This one a little bit different on the angle than the other ones. So we go start here. Is this right? Yeah, there we go. Again, nothing too fancy, just kick set in, and then our hi-hats set separately from each other so that they're not repeating too much on the same one. Velocities not all the same too. Let's try as much as possible. Go to our clap snares. Let's see what we got. Again, basic. Trying to give it a little bit of oomph on it. Nothing too nuts. Little reverb on it. I believe probably with the sauce. Yeah. Basic play out. And I wanted to play a little bit more of flutes on this one, just because that was the kind of vibe I got in the original mix, or took from the original mix. So we hit our break, and then we get to the main cut from that remix, main theme. A little bit of a drum line playing in that. Oh no, not just drum line, but just a couple of hi-hat hits. Everything again cut so that that will come through. Most of the time with the later ones especially, I would try to fill more in there, but this one it's a little bit earlier of a cut, a little bit more rougher. But we get into our second part of the first beat, just with the main 2 opener stems taken out, or cut as far as decibels. We've added in a piano that's the same mirror for that main mix I say mirror, just same copy. I think with the sustain, or at least the cello part taken out. But yeah, the higher end register of the piano there. This one is, I believe, German concert. Which again, I would have added reverb with later at some point, with like R2 or something along those lines, or vintage verb or something like that. But this is a little bit earlier in, then again, the learning career. So again, that'll play out. To our second beat. So the first thing, we did keep the mellotron with the flute setting. Switch the beat up a little bit differently. Just a little bit slower. Again, nothing crazy. Our snares. Again, kind of just to slow everything a little bit further down. If it's not like super apparently obvious, I have a really big problem with drums and trying to kind of give the idea of like mood. It's just so it's still a learning process, but that's all right. We hit to our mellotron. I'm not sure if this changed too much. I think it's the same. Yeah, same part. We keep the piano section in here that we had in the first beat. And then this starts to get switched up with some pigments. Into the Abyss is. Which I believe is a pad. Yes. Just a basic chord progression. Same one down here, next stem. Feather. Probably the one for this one. Going from that, we'll hit some Serum with a different hook for this beat. Or not a hook, but the bass line, I guess. Wish it wouldn't do that. I always forget to do that. This would be the classic, but more switched with the harmonic. Probably kept the Reese, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Nothing too nuts. Just wanted a kind of decently thick, non-aggressive bass line with some decent reverb on it. And get to our next hook. If it's not the exact same one, actually, and that might be from the looks of that stem up there, but this is at least set to a different preset, which would be one of the pluck ones. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Of course, add a little phaser. Why not? I do like coming up with those little hooks. Those things are pretty fun. And we go from that, hit our next break. I guess been. So we hit a little cut there, keep the bass kick in, main drum, and same sort of vibe, although This has been switched up a little bit. Of course, what I used to do a little bit more back in the day, take the second part of the second beat, hi-hats out for that little section there. This snare section, though, I'm pretty sure this is the snares. Switched up entirely from that first section. Same beat, different drums. It's kind of nice to just switch everything up a little bit so you can. Same stuff for the rest of this here, and then I have the last stem. It's probably Exodar from the sounds of it. Yes. Just to kind of give it a little bit of, again, airiness. I use that just to kind of give the idea of like, ooh, chimes. And then we get to our main outro. I don't know why I said main. But, you know, outro. Play out with a couple more of those synths. The hooks. And then we have the main cut going out by itself for that last bar. Nothing too nuts. Yeah, again, I used to not really put any reverb on it. The Mellotron does tend to seem to give off a little bit of its own reverb with that setting, but for the last couple ones especially, I've started using like R2 and stuff like that. So, but I'm still trying to get used to that because that is very easy to apply way too much because it's very rich. So, anywho, again, learning process. But again, this is pretty much going to round off the rest of the videos unless I, were to get anyone to specifically go completely nuts for any of them. But again, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys have a good one.